lost spirits and drifting minds, we meet again. I am 1859, C, a shadow filmmaker and storyteller. Our paths have collided once more in this enigmatic dimension. Let's dive headlong into a journey back to the early Edo period, an era of ancient Japan. A gripping game surged in popularity then, demanding the swift extinguishing of 100 candles. It's known as Hakumonogatari Kai Denkai, a game I've titled The Summoning. This game springs from the enthralling tales of Ogita Ansei's book, Otogi Monogatari, also known as Weird Tales. These stories are deeply woven into Japanese folklore, mythology, and the supernatural. They'll whisk you into a mystical and eerie world where the supernatural collides with the human realm. You'll face mythical creatures, ghosts, gods, and the very essence of magic. The renowned animated masterpiece Princess Mononoke, directed by Hayao Miyazaki, heavily draws from mythologies and the spiritual essences found in Weird Tales. Ancient whispers imply that this game wields mystical powers, selecting a devoted servant at will. It seduces them with an irresistible charm and an overwhelming power that is impossible to resist. The game frequently picks a charismatic leader, a formidable shogun, or even a compassionate and beautiful female. Once selected and empowered, the servant rallies followers, sometimes numbering in the tens or even hundreds, to partake in this mysterious game. Much like the truth or dare game, the distinction here lies in leaping into the realm of the supernatural, grappling with sinister spirits that skulk in the shadows. I caution those who dare to play this game about the haunting spirits that may plague their souls for a terrifying 30 nights. Stand by me until the end to reveal the malevolent consequences. To truly appreciate and experience the summoning, we must delve deeper into feudal Japan, into the most violent period of the warring states. Introducing Arashi Okami, a fierce samurai whose unconventional combat skills thrust him into the limelight. Born from humble beginnings, his origins are steeped in myth, an abandoned infant left to chance in the shadows of a stormy night. The infant's persistent crying, like that of a howling wolf cry, resonated powerfully, drawing a blind and nameless wanderer. No, he is no wanderer. He is a ronin, an exiled samurai, once a formidable warrior, but now masterless. He moves swiftly toward the child's deafening cry, and his heart-piercing beat revealed a boy wrapped in tattered rags stained with fresh blood. The nameless samurai and the child's destiny bonded and gave life to a future unbound warrior to carve his own path. The nameless samurai shielded the baby from the raging storm and discovered refuge within the ancient ruins of a forsaken temple. The hidden sanctuary proved ideal for them, yet locals shunned the temple, deeming it cursed by an ominous spirit in Japanese called Yurei, a powerful entity bound by an unbreakable curse. In the temple's early construction days, misfortunes and inexplicable deaths plagued the carpenters. Whispers suggested that the high priest used human sacrifices as the temple's foundation, an attempt to appease divine or demonic custodians of the holy grounds. Despite the odds, the temple was completed after 18 years, but its grandeur was short-lived. Amidst conflicts among lords and power struggles between shoguns, a brutal and massive battle consumed the temple, leaving only a handful of haunting pillars standing. The child was named Arashi Okami, Wind of the Howling Wolf by the nameless samurai. Arashi began training as a young child, absorbing the ancient martial teachings of this elusive master. Despite his tender age, Arashi's unwavering dedication honed him into a strong and capable young warrior. The years swiftly propelled Arashi into adulthood. Amidst the constant turmoil of war, food grew scarce. To endure harsh winters, Arashi resorted to pilfering food from villagers. When confronted by angry villagers, he valiantly fought against their assailants, yet their overwhelming numbers subdued him. Arashi endured severe abuse and was paraded through the streets, a cruel spectacle. The villagers threatened to execute him, but the nameless samurai appeared just in time. Though blind, he fiercely fought off the villagers and rescued Arashi. The nameless samurai sustained injuries hidden from Arashi, knowing his time was near. Time was ruthless. When Arashi discovered his injuries, it was too late. He reluctantly bade farewell to the nameless samurai as a bitter winter night mercilessly claimed the life of his mentor and the only family he had. Overwhelmed by grief, Arashi regarded the samurai as a fatherly figure. He stood vigil, guarding the lifeless body until he had no choice but to lay the nameless samurai to rest, burying him with the deepest memory in his heart. Setting forth from the temple, Arashi's destiny propelled him into the realm of soldiers. His exceptional combat skills seized the military's attention, propelling him through the ranks. Arashi surged in prominence, gaining the shogun's favor and respect. Arashi, an orphan and a commoner, constantly hovered on the brink of becoming a samurai. The possibility of succeeding the shogun remained an elusive dream just beyond his reach. Bitterness and eccentricity soon devoured him, amplifying his aggression and causing those around him to recoil in fear. Amidst this turmoil, Arashi realized this path would inevitably lead to his downfall. In desperation, he prayed to his father, the beloved nameless samurai, for guidance. On one mysterious night, the nameless samurai appeared in his dreams. The very next day, Arashi embarked on a relentless journey back to the Forsaken Temple, leaving people bewildered, perceiving his actions as those of a madman. Reaching the desolate temple, he collapsed to his knees before the tombstone of the nameless samurai. Memories from the past overwhelmed him. Emotion shattered him to the point of immobility for days, tears streaming relentlessly. Suddenly, numerous dark, formless entities surged from the pillars, beckoning Arashi's frozen body and jolting him to awareness. He sprang to his feet, enlightenment about the path ahead pulsing within him. Upon returning to the military, a profound calmness enveloped him, transforming his very essence into someone entirely new, adorned with intelligence. He possessed a talent that was the ability to see into the future. In time, he emerged triumphant in critical battles for the shogun and the lords, earning him the prestigious title of a samurai and eventually succeeding a distinguished shogun despite the unknown origins of his bloodline. Wealth and power graced his path, making him a beacon that attracted admiration. Arashi, renowned for hosting lavish gatherings and banquets for esteemed lords, ascended the ladder of popularity, garnering respect from many. Storytelling, a cherished entertainment of the era, held a special allure. Arashi summoned the realm's finest storytellers to his castle, promising handsome rewards for tales rich in suspense and horror. A challenge emerged to unearth the best storytellers across Japan and join him at the Forbidden Temple, a competition entailing the extinguishing of 100 candles. A stringent process handpicked 100 elite storytellers, men and women of prominence. Intrigue heightened as Arashi hinted at a grand reward once all 100 candles were extinguished. Months of relentless selection culminated in the gathering of 100 elite storytellers, each from diverse walks of life, united by their art. Finally, Arashi and his entourage confronted the forbidding gates of the temple. The atmosphere bore no traces of a lavish celebration. Instead, it carried a palpable tension, an omen in the air. Suddenly, 100 candles materialized, ablaze around the storytellers like magic. Arashi initiated the storytelling event. He seized the moment to share his tale. As he approached to extinguish the first candle, everyone watched him, brimming with fear and anxiety. When the candle was extinguished, everyone held their breath for a while. They scanned their surroundings, and as the tension lessened, they erupted into laughter. Phew, the crowd whispered in relief. Nothing happened. It was merely a scary story and groundless fear. The atmosphere lightened, and Arashi dispatched wine and food to celebrate the first candle being extinguished. The storytellers reveled in sharing their tales, snuffing out the candles one by one. Soon they approached the last candle. Arashi issued a grave warning about the potential consequences of extinguishing it, yet the storytellers dismissed it as an attempt to scare them again. They were too engrossed in their enjoyment to take him seriously. Unbeknownst to them, a dark, shapeless figure emerged from the pillars, resembling the dark, formless entities that once appeared before Arashi. However, the storytellers were too engrossed in their merriment to notice. Finally, the moment arrived to extinguish the last candle. Sinister supernatural beings lurked impatiently in the shadows around the storytellers. The last storyteller hesitated, but then reached out, extinguishing the flame on the candle with his bare fingers. For a brief moment, their hearts pounded. Even when they were engulfed in wine and food, Arashi's face twisted into a sinister smile. Just before the storyteller put out the flame, someone screamed. One of the storytellers pointed to one of the pillars. Everyone turned to see, but there was nothing there. Arashi reached out, slamming his bare hand down on the flame hard. Bang! The flame went out, and there was a moment of eerie and deafening silence that circled the dead air around them. Chaos swiftly overtook the darkness, echoing with bone-cracking and flesh-tearing horrors. The realistic spilling of entrails sent shivers down our spines. Heavy breaths filled the air, their source elusive, and screams drew near to a fade. A flickering flame timidly emerged from the abyss, revealing a man whose hair resembled a bomb that had exploded inside his head. It could not be Arashi. His frenzied eyes darted around as if ensuring the carnage was complete. Fresh blood from his victim poured from his head and body, mingling with guts and body parts that hung grotesquely over his shoulders and arms. He chewed on something, and when he opened his mouth, several human eyeballs stared out, as if screaming for help. A familiar, ominous shadow materialized behind him, resembling the nameless samurai. The flame extinguished, plunging us into complete darkness. Arashi Okami persisted untouched by age. Some believe he transformed into a shape-shifting dark immortal, perpetuating the cruel game with countless innocent souls. To this day, Japanese folklore whispers that those obsessed with the game might be the handiwork of Arashi Okami. The game endured through modern times in Japan, assuming many names. Until we meet again, I am 1859C, the shadow filmmaker and storyteller signing off, leaving you with the haunting memories of the summoning.